Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jordy. Thanks for watching. Today we're talking about my luggage, and that is made by LoneRider. We're talking about LoneRider luggage, LoneRider gear, and a lot to talk about. So if you're interested in LoneRider and luggage, specifically LoneRider, hopefully I'll be able to let you get a better window into what it's all about. I'm not going to go into crazy technical specifications. I'm just going to try to talk about why I chose it, how it works, and that way you can see how it works. If you're not a rider, maybe you just think it's cool to check this video out and see how luggage would work for going on a year-long adventure ride trip from Jacksonville, Florida to the tip of Argentina. So I'm really pleased thus far with my LoneRider gear. I've had it for a couple months now, and I haven't gone on any big trips, maybe just 100-mile trips to visit some friends, and it's worked great. That's been highway travel. I've used it around town, I've used it on the highway. It seems to be holding up really, really well. It seems really well made, solid construction. I'm really pleased with it thus far. I will actually start off this review or this description, this window into this gear by, I got to be negative for a quick minute, tell a quick story. I love to highlight products and companies that are great products, and if there's great service attached to it, I like to mention great service because I really value that. As a consumer, I like it when a company respects me and my money and me for buying their product and is there to support and help me with their product. And I've had interactions with a lot of companies over the last few months that have had great customer support, but unfortunately, when it comes to LoneRider, that is not the case. So LoneRider, please get your act together, because I really want to like your products, and I do. They seem to be really high quality, but my experience with LoneRider service was literally, I'm not exaggerating, I think the worst I've ever experienced in my entire life. And so I don't know if this is isolated, but I would venture to say that it's not isolated. That's why I bring it up as a warning to you if you're considering buying LoneRider gear, or as a notice to LoneRider themselves. Like, please, come on guys, like get your service together. So here's the quick story. I bought this gear around the turn of the year, New Year, around 2022, December, January, and I knew stuff was really back ordered. That was on the website. I was planning ahead. I knew it was going to be back ordered. That was okay. They said that we would fulfill on the website. They said they were going to fulfill orders about the end of May. So planned out. Okay, I'm good to go. End of May. End of May comes. No email notification. Nothing from LoneRider. No bags appear. So I give it another week or so. By mid-June, still nothing. No communication. No bags. No nothing. So I go on their website. They have an email in kind of thing where you can email into them. And they also have a phone number listed. I start emailing, I start calling. I could be wrong, but I believe the phone even had like a voicemail. I left messages, I called, I started calling. No one ever answered the phone. No one ever answered the phone, ever. I started calling 3 times a day, morning, noon, and afternoon, just to see if I'd catch someone at a specific time of the day. And I called for like 2 weeks, 3 times a day for like 2 weeks. No one ever answered any phone calls. No one ever answered any emails. Zero customer support, zero customer interaction. My bags hadn't shown up. I didn't know if I was getting them anymore. I'd spent a ton of money on this gear, and it's not something that's optional for a year-long adventure trip. You have to have your luggage. So I was becoming very concerned, like, is this a legit company? Did they just make off with everyone's money and nobody's getting fulfilled on their luggage? I haven't gotten any communication. So ultimately what I ended up doing was going on to their Instagram or their Facebook feed, posting below. I saw that they had been posting recently on Instagram. I put a comment underneath it and said something on Instagram like, I'm not sure if this is a real company. I've been trying to reach them for weeks and they haven't gotten back to me, and I want to know where my products are because I need them. And like, lo and behold, 15 minutes later I get a DM from someone at LoneRider on Instagram saying, we saw your message and your bags, I'm looking into it. And then I got another DM and they said, we're actually fulfilling this run of orders and you should get your bags in a week or 2. But that was about the extent of my interaction with them. It was a nice girl who helped me out, and she was very helpful, but no call afterwards or apology. Not that I really expected some grand apology or gesture, but I mean, come on, guys. Like, it just was poor. It was poor. It was a bad experience. So I'm happy with the product right now, but they've got kind of a black cloud hanging over the product because I don't think I've ever encountered this non-existent level of service with a product that's expensive. This isn't like buying, a Cracker Jack box. This is a very expensive product, so there should be some level of service attached to it. Okay, that's all I have to say about that. Let's talk about the product now. I'm going to turn the camera off, switch it around, and we'll get into looking specifically at all of this gear. There's a lot to look at. Before I get into talking about the luggage itself, showing it up close and demonstrating it a little bit more specifically, I thought I would take a step back and speak a little bit about why I chose LoneRider gear. And specifically, okay, so I was specifically kind of attracted more towards soft luggage as opposed to hard luggage. I began doing my research, and the thing that jumped out at me with hard luggage, well, number one, I just didn't really like the look of it. It didn't suit my taste as well as soft luggage. But I read reports about people saying it's easier to get injured with soft luggage. You could get a leg kind of wedged underneath it, or if you have a fall, it could fall on your leg and injure your leg. So that seemed plausible to me and concerning. Definitely am trying not to get injured, especially when you're going on a year-long trip. You want to take safeguards to protect yourself. So that was a concern. I also then began thinking, and I don't know if this is a legitimate concern or not, because again, I'm not an experienced rider, but I thought, hey, if I have a drop or a crash, it seemed to me that hard luggage, it might be easier for it to get damaged, like beyond the point of it really functioning then. Like what if you have a hard drop or crash, maybe it gets bent out of shape, damaged to the point where it doesn't really function properly anymore, and maybe you have a hard time even keeping it attached to your bike. I mean, it just seemed like it could present problems to me in that scenario, whereas soft luggage, maybe if you have a fall, crash, it just kind of compresses and doesn't get all bent out of shape or cracked or broken or snapped. So that was the way my mind worked on that. And finally, I thought, and this might be legitimate or it might not, it seemed like soft luggage just sort of took up a little less physical space and was malleable. Like if I'm trying to get through a tight hallway or alleyway or something between cars, I thought maybe there's a little bit more wiggle room with soft luggage as opposed to hard luggage. So those were sort of the things that attracted me to soft luggage in general. And also just kind of, like I said, I liked the look of it better. It just aesthetically, it appealed to me more than having big, bulky, hard luggage. Now, how did I get to LoneRider then? Well, the other big concern then, what kind of did attract me to hard luggage, the pro of hard luggage, is the ability to lock it. And so traveling all the way across Latin America, I'm not paranoid about getting robbed or things getting stolen, but I do plan to make frequent stops, for lunch, maybe visit a place, and I would like to not be worried all the time about my gear, my luggage, everything that I'm traveling with. So the ability to lock it was important to me. And so if you're looking at soft luggage, there's not a lot of really good options out there for locking soft luggage, which is a little bit of an oxymoron because someone could easily like take a knife and slice it open and get your stuff. But then that's a little bit more out in the open, and I think that's just less likely to happen. You see a lock, it's locked up. I think it's fairly secure, so I'm going with that. So why did I get drawn to LoneRider? For its locking, and it locks in two ways, which is really impressive. The bag itself locks shut, and then the bag also locks to the frame of the motorcycle. So double locking, really secure. I'll show it in more close-up detail, but that attracted me to LoneRider. And what also attracted me to it is while it's soft, it's still like good sized and rectangular and square and can fit a lot of stuff, and especially like the rectangular square shape of it. I was drawn to that because I'm planning to travel with a Pelican case in one of them that will be full of like camera gear. And so I measured out the LoneRider gear, I measured out Pelican cases, and I picked the Pelican case that would fit directly into the LoneRider bag. And so that was a great appeal to me, that it seemed like it would work really well with a Pelican case. So locking and working really well with the Pelican case, that's what attracted me to it. And a third thing I can think of that attracted me to LoneRider was, so I bought the whole travel bundle set. I think it's bundle number 2. Their first bundle includes a tent, and that looked really cool. Their tents look really nice. You can see some cool videos online about their tents, and I'm not planning on camping at all. I did begin to think a little bit about carrying a tent with me just for emergency situations. Like what if, you're broken down somewhere remotely and you end up having to camp on the side of the road for the night? That could be a scenario, and that could be helpful to have a tent in that case. However, Man, I'm just gonna say fingers crossed and hope that I don't have to have a breakdown and be camping out by the side of the road. And I don't think I'll be that crazy remote too often where I won't find help somewhere along the way. So I'm not going to go to the lengths of carrying a tent along for my entire trip for like a year just for a rare extraordinary occasion where I might need one, because I won't be camping and I won't be using it on the regular. So I went without the tent, but I did go with their second bundle of their entire suite of luggage gear, and it's pretty remarkable. I got to say, you get a lot of really cool stuff that is not just the side bags themselves. And again, I'm about to turn the camera around and go show the stuff in closer detail, but you get a whole range of packing cubes and tool organizer and a water bladder, just really some quality things that I think will make packing and facilitate the trip a whole lot smoother and better. Like, it seems like really well designed, engineered, like well thought out equipment. So again, I'm bummed about that customer service situation. I won't continue to harp on that, but man, it really is a bummer when you've got a product that you really think is solid and is good and you really like, but there's no support beyond it, and the company doesn't seem to respect their customers. So that's depressing to me. But anyway, okay, so you've heard now why I chose LoneRider. Now I'm going to turn the camera around and show some of the gear up in detail a little bit more closely and how it works and how it functions. Okay, coming right back. All right, before I get into showing the big guys, the moto bags, side bags, I'll show a little bit of the smaller things and accessories that came with it. All kinds of goodies and gear. I mean, this is just sort of goodies and gear. Face cloths, stickers. They come with, each of the bags comes with its own wrench. This is a rubber cleaner. They come with all kinds of straps. Bags and bags of straps, shoulder straps, keychains. This was one of the, again, I got the huge travel bundle number 2, all of the travel stuff. So this is the water bladder with drinking hose. Very cool. Here is an attachable attachable drink holder. Cool. This is their entire tool roll. Really pretty nice. I mean, really pretty nice. All these zippered compartments. I would like to use this, but it doesn't fit into my tool tube. So I made a separate video on all of my tools that I'm taking in my tool tube, and this just didn't fit. So unfortunately, I'm not able to use this, but I think it's really well done and I like it. Okay, here's 2 smaller bags that attach. What do they call these ones? It doesn't say in there. I thought it said inside. It does say inside. Micro bag, 2.5 liter. The bundle comes with 2 of these. Here's one that's kind of rolled over. They roll over and then buckle. I haven't attached those because I don't really have a place. I've attached other bags and I don't really have a location now for those. Here's another bag that comes with, as I guess you could use it for maybe sort of like a laundry bag or something to put inside of the larger side bags. These are also a 10 liter and a 20 liter rollable bag. You could roll down the top and then clasp it shut, clasp it over. So 2 of those. I went with the option that came with, when you get the whole bundle, you can choose the size of your side bags between 31 and 38 liters, or you could get a mismatch set so that it sort of compensates for your exhaust on one side. So I did that. I got this on this side that you're seeing right now is the 38 liter. On the other side is a 31 liter. And then you can choose between, I think, a 30 liter Overlander bag and a 48 liter Overlander bag. And this thing is pretty ginormous. I mean, it is pretty good size. It has a plastic insert that keeps it set to shape. It's all, I mean, this is a big bag. It's all waterproof, I was starting to say, ventilated. You roll it over and then clasp it down. And then on top, it has this cool thing as well, MOLLE on top, so you could attach more stuff to it. But then a thing for all of your travel documents. The silica gel is still in there, but this can hold all of your important documents. So that's really cool. I mean, I think their whole luggage suite is just really well designed, really well thought out, and really well put together. I mean, this stuff, the construction seems very, very good. I'm really impressed with it. So that's the 48 liter. Yeah, you can see inside. 48 liter Overlander bag. So there's some of the things that have come with it thus far. Okay, now I'll go around the outside of my Moto bags. And, you know, when I first bought the Moto bags, I didn't really anticipate using these Molly add-on bags. And man, if you watched my accessories video, I made mention of it in that when you start really packing up for an extended adventure travel trip, space and places become non-existent. It's at such a premium, and all of the extra little tools and accessories that I said in that video that you need to bring with you for a long trip, that I hadn't completely thought that through, how much space they would take up. Well, you know, I need space for my clothing and my camera gear. That's what's in the 3 bags, the top case and the 2 side bags. And then it's like, well, where am I going to put all my other stuff, like tools and a bike cover and tubes and a pump and maybe a charger and all of this stuff? Well, I was like, aha, light bulb moment. That's what I'm going to use all these for. So these are just saving the day, and I love them, and I'm so happy to have them. This front one right here, I have some kind of cleaning supplies, some fork seal repair kits, a chain brush, that kind of jazz in there. So, and I have a little bit more room in there, so that's cool. That's super functional, waterproof. It rolls over and then clamps down, buckles down, really easy to get in and out of. Very cool, good design. On the back, I now have 2 of them on the back, and I believe these are 6 liter, 1 on each side. And the one on my right side over here has my bike cover in it. That's not that heavy. The one on this side has 2 heavy-duty tire tubes in it, 1 for each tire, as well as a changing mat and the air pump. Again, you can see all of my tools and accessories. I made a video on them, so if you want to hear about all the things I'm taking with me on this trip as safeguards for repairs or things I'll need to make routine kind of upkeep, routine maintenance, I talked about all of those in my tools and accessories video, so you can see that. But so those are the Molly add-ons, and these bags have straps on them, and they attach through these Molly straps, and it's a little bit of a pain to get it to connect. I gotta say, that took me a little bit longer than I really expected it to, and it's not easy to really thread those through, but with some effort you get it done, and I guess it's nice and secure, so that's a good thing. And so those are all attached and on and holding a lot of important gear for me, so that's really good saving grace. I'll talk a little bit now. I'm gonna have to probably put the camera onto a stand or something to be able to really show how these bags work, but I'll just talk a little bit about the outside of them and some of the features of the outside. So you've got these 2 top buckles that go over to really help you keep it compact and tied down. The top rolls over, so this is all waterproof, water sealed. The top rolls over, the 2 buckles buckle it down further. The bags come with combination locks, so that's really sweet, made by LoneRider. Really cool. It has these Velcro patch locations, you could put a patch on it. The logos are reflective, so that's cool. A little added safety bonus there. Again, the buckles on this side. This is the 31 liter side, which is on the side of my exhaust. And again, a lock on this side, LoneRider lock that comes with it. Reflective logo, reflective reflectors. So that's cool. On this side is another cup holder, so if I have a bottle of water, I could put it there. I like that. Convenient, nice and easy to use. as I said, I was attracted to LoneRider gear for, number one, initially because it's soft luggage, and that's what caught my eye, and I believed in all of the functionality of soft luggage over hard luggage. But LoneRider in particular because of its security and locking capabilities. The bag locks shut itself. The bag itself locks with this combination lock and closes the bag and locks itself shut. Then if you can see down here also is a alarm style key lock, and this whole the whole bag, the whole mount and everything mounts onto the subframe of your bike, and that locks on. So really safe and secure. And this material that the side bags are made out of is really durable and tough. And I mean, could someone knife through this with a knife? I guess absolutely you could if you had a big enough, strong enough knife, but it's going to require some serious effort to get through this and really like get in there. And then when you open it, you take your lock off of here, and if I'm being honest, LoneRider and potential buyers, I'm not really a huge fan of this clasp system. I feel like it's just a little bit challenging. It doesn't always go easily. Like this bag isn't very full right now, so it came apart more easily, but I feel like it's oftentimes difficult to get it clasped shut. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a better solution or not, but that's my 2 cents. That doesn't seem like it's the perfect one yet. And so the bag rolls over. You roll it over a couple times, buckle it, and that's what keeps it, all the water out and watertight. And then inside, though, is another whole waterproof bag as well. And it has handles. And so that's what makes this super cool, is I can just pull this right out now and not have to detach the whole side bag off of the motorcycle. That's still locked onto the motorcycle. I could then still put the padlock back through that lock and lock that shut, and then just go inside and carry in this orange, which is also waterproof bag. And this is also like a fold over style. So it's folded over and clasped shut. And how cool is that? And then in here, I have, these are like all of my chargers and stuff. It's not even all of them yet, but you can see a bunch of chargers in there with camera gear and phones and everything and laptops. There's so much charging gear. This is camera cleaning supplies that I need. And then I have a Pelican case and a GoPro case in there. And this Pelican, I made a whole separate video on Pelican cases, so you could check that out and see about the different Pelican cases that I've bought and am using. This one is the 1400, the smaller one, and it fits in there easily. The slightly larger one, I forget the number, it's probably like the 1450. That fits in there as well, but this one fits in there easily and then leaves me more room for things like this GoPro case and stuff. So, okay, so you can see how just really convenient this is. This rolls over, it's waterproof, slides right into the side case, and just makes it really simple and easy to use. And so when you look in this side case now, you can see it comes with this plastic panel that goes all the way down the sides and then across the bottom and then up around. And so that's pretty cool. I originally thought that went around the sides, but it appears that it goes across the bottom and then gives a lot of support. So that really lends a lot of support, shapes the bag, and man, like I said, I'm really pleased with these bags thus far. They seem like quality construction, and the modularity of it, of adding these extra bags, like this cup holder, water bottle holder on the side is really cool. And that was the 31 liter side. So this is the 38 liter side. Okay, I'll open this side now, and you can see I got it. This is one's giving me a tougher time because this bag is more full. So there, I got it. It takes a little effort, but not too bad. It's really not too bad. I just feel like there could maybe be a better system, but maybe not. So 38 liter. Again, in here, you've got your orange waterproof container in here too. So I can pull this out All right. And this is very cool too. So if I open this up, this is going to show you some really cool features. All right, I got some shoes in here. These are waterproof shoes that I bought. This is a pair of Revit riding jeans. But this is where we get into all of the other accessories that come with the LoneRider kit. This I'm using for toiletries. Sorry, airplanes going overhead. Gosh, it's been a really noisy day. I got barking dogs, I got airplanes, all kinds of stuff. But all of these packing tubes that help you compress your clothing and get it neatly into the bags and keep things separated. So we already had the toiletry kind of sized one. Here's another sized one. And then you've got even a larger, another sized one. So 1, 2, 3 packing cubes, all packed into there easily. And I got a pair of running shoes in there. And then it came with those other bags as well, which you can use, as I said, maybe a laundry bag, maybe some other ways of using those things. So I think that kind of covers the functionality of it. I am not going to use my 48-liter Overlander bag. My original thought was that maybe I would even end up strapping that onto the top of my Pelican case and having that bag up there, but I don't think I'm going to need it. Well, I would love to have more clothes, and it would be sweet to have more stuff, but you put that on there, and then you have a lot more weight, especially top weight, which makes the bike more top heavy and easier to tip. And then you also have a whole lot more wind resistance. So the wind resistance is a real thing, man. When you're going through heavy winds, if you're a rider, you know this, man, it really, I get pushed all over the road. And so I just decided, and then I got to undo this every single day, wherever I get to, you know, you got to unpack and repack every single day. So I just decided, no way I'm adding another bag on the top of that. And then also, furthermore, when I'm traveling, I want to be able to stop and quickly get into this Pelican case, which has all of my camera gear. If I want to pull my camera out and take pictures, and if I had another bag strapped on top of it, then that would be just really inefficient and kind of a disaster to have to unstrap that bag and get into my camera stuff. So it would just make it really difficult and challenging and inefficient to be able to get at my camera gear. So this is my system. So I'm really pleased with the LoneRider gear. Quality construction. I love the locking features. It's locked to the bike, and then the bikes lock over themselves. Combination padlocks. You can set your own combo. It comes with everything you need. I mean, I think it's just really well thought through. I'm really pleased with it. I'm kind of amazed at all of the stuff it comes with and how well all of it is made. So nothing is perfect in this world. Few products are really perfect. My only complaint or suggestion would be to maybe redo this clasp a little bit. I think I know that there's been a newer generation of these bags that have come out, and I'm not exactly sure what changed. I think it might have to do with attaching the bike to the motorcycle, the bags to the motorcycle, but I'm not exactly sure what they changed. So maybe things are a little bit different in the more recent generation. So I've gone with LoneRider. I chose it for being soft and for its modularity and its ease, its security, and its shape and size and configuration. And so far, I think it's really the best product for me and one of the best products on the market. And I endorse it and recommend it wholeheartedly. So that's my LoneRider presentation. Please put any questions or comments below. I'll try to get back to you. Let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you have any questions. And thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Lots of other cool videos already made. Lots more cool stuff to come, especially the whole trip. 3 videos coming per week on Florida to Argentina. So thank you, LoneRider, for making an awesome product. And Jordy over and out.